Come out here with us. You're okay. You're okay. Go to a neighbor. Go to a neighbor. Go to a neighbor. Go to a neighbor. Please don't move. Please don't move. Please. Please don't move. Please don't move. Everybody out. Everybody out. Everybody out. Shoot me with it. I got right. Put the gun down. Drop the gun. Put the gun down. Put it down. Drop the gun. Drop the gun. I got rifle. I got rifle. Drop the gun. Ow. Four shots fired. I'm hit. I'm hit. You all right? Get over here. Watch the door. Crawl to us. Crawl to us now. Four shots fired. I'm hit.
So we do have an additional news release. Our first one was 2/12/24, 4 a.m. The officer remains hospitalized in stable condition. We have identified our officer. It's Dylan Bailey. He's a 6-year veteran, 29 years old. There was a 43-year-old female from a Galleon resident that was shot in this as well. We're happy to report that she is hospitalized as well, but she's in stable condition. So we're happy that she's in stable condition, and so is our officer. Those were the only 2 gunshots injuries that happened last night. Jareth Vance has been charged with attempted aggravated murder and is currently incarcerated at the Richland County Jail. Additional charges are pending with the Richland County Prosecutor's Office. And I wanted to throw some thank yous out to the people that were out there with us. First of all, Mayor Randy Hutchinson for his support, Safety Service Director Chris Knapp. We have the Richland County Sheriff's Office out there, Mansfield Division of Police, Shelby Police Department, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the Richland County ASORT team, which is our local county-wide SWAT team, the Ohio State Highway Patrol SRT team, Springfield Township Fire Department, and I think we had other townships that were out there. I want to say thank you to all the fire guys that were out there. The public for the many heartfelt messages, support, and prayers that we've got. And then finally, our prayers go to our officer and the family of the 43-year-old victim. We're sending out prayers and hoping for a speedy recovery. And with that, I open up questions.
Do you know kind of what happened here? I don't know if you're able to talk about the relationships between, him and people in the home, things like that. What was going on? Yeah,
we believe that it was this was out of a domestic relationship between the 43-year-old female victim and Vance. So it was called in as a violation of a what am I trying to say? Violation of violation of a no contact order. It wasn't a violation of a protection order, which is a little bit different. It was a violation of a no contact order. That happened earlier in the night in Crawford County, and then this kind of proceeded over to Ontario. And so that was the call. It was a violation. What we understand or what we believe happened was he entered the residence, had a gun. Our officers were dispatched. While we were en route, we learned that there was a male possibly with a gun. And as you see on the video, what our officers were confronted with is one of the hardest situations you could ever deal with, because you've got a male suspect that you're looking for, and in the house we had at least 5 juveniles in the house. We also had 2 adult males plus the suspect and 2 females, and they all came running out when our officers got there. So we were our officers trying to figure out who's the suspect. So they had to very quickly try to figure out where he was at. And as they started getting people past them, as they looked in the residence, the male suspect had a gun to the female victim's head, and that was what our officers were encountered. And at some point, as he passed through the doorway, he fired several shots, striking our officer and then also the female victim.
And then when he barricaded himself back inside the house for hours, was there one other child or juvenile still left in the house with him during those hours?
Yes. What we understand is that after the initial encounter, the juvenile locked herself into the bathroom, called in one of our officers on the scene, got on the phone with her, had her barricade herself in the bathroom, and then stayed on the phone with her the entire time. And I got to tell you, this 16-year-old was just brave. She did everything she had to do to survive this. And as a matter of fact, before we left, the neatest part of the night was after we were done talking to her, she came over and she was able to give a hug to all the guys that were our guys that were there, and that was just amazing because you could tell that does so much for us because this call doesn't end when we leave; it stays with you forever, and especially right afterwards to be able to bring her in and let our officers that were out there see her and know that she was okay was an amazing moment. So.
And was she able to give your officers any sort of information during those 4 hours, that phone call? I'm just trying to think, what was she able to share or tell that might have helped out?
Yeah, I mean, just basically what happened and probably some pertinent information. But yeah, she was, anytime that you're involved in a situation like that, any information that we can get, it helps us out. So, and once again, our main goal is always to get everybody out safe. And because of the skill of our negotiators, so we have an H&T team in Richland County. They were able to negotiate for over 4 hours with the suspect and did get him out and got everybody else out safe with no other injuries. So shout out to them for what they do because it's a hard job. I did it for about 16 years, and so I know how hard it is.
So the lady that he has the gun to her head, she's the one who escapes.
Yes, correct.
How was she able to do that? She just
But
took
it
off?
sounds like as our officers were ordering him to drop the gun, at some point she was able to just push off of the guy and start to come through the doorway. And I think as that happened, he was shooting and moving, and that's where the rounds came out, hit our officer, and then one hit her, and all the gunshots were to the lower extremities.
And she's the 43-year-old?
That's correct.
Also the no contact order?
Yes, that's correct. So the no contact order was in place for her.
What relationship is the shooter to her? Is that her ex?
We believe it's an ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Does he have a violent history?
He has several. Yeah, I would.
Does he have a history?
Yes, he does, and and he's got. I think he's got domestic violence charges, some assault charges on his record. So yeah, I would characterize that as violent.
The officer, I heard you say tourniquet to the leg. Was he shot in the leg?
Yeah, so the officer sustained 3 gunshots to the. He had 2 to his lower leg, and then 1 graze wound to his elbow.
And the female was shot?
Lower body, somewhere lower body. Yeah.
Anything, message or anything you're sending to the neighborhood, neighbors in the community about the situation?
Yeah, well, I mean, just these are such tragic events, but we in my opinion, we have the best city, we have the best police force. We don't experience violent crime like this, and once again, when there's something like this happens, and you have the support that we have from our community, it makes all the difference in the world. And with all of the messages we've received on our Facebook page, and having a mayor and a service director, and I say this all the time, a city council, and just our citizens that support us the way they do, it makes our jobs so much more beneficial to us. So, but yeah, I would say that there's no longer any type of threat to the community. The suspect obviously has been charged and arrested, and the bond was set at $1 million, and there'll be other charges forthcoming next week.
What condition is the officer in? And was he, I heard he was life-flighted?
No, that's not correct.
Okay.
He's in stable condition, and just recovering right now, and so.
And you had said his name, Dylan Bailey, so I'm guessing that could be public.
That's
How do you
yes.
spell his first
It's DYLAN BAILEY.
And 29 years old?
29 years old.
Patrolman or?
Okay, so it looks so he had several crimes of violence, resisting arrest. He had drug offenses and also domestic violence and theft. Thank you.
Does it feel good to get him off the street?
Yes. This is a call. I've been in law enforcement 27 years, and I've been chief since 2017. This is the one call you never want to get. And how it ended, although I never want to see our people get hurt, you count your blessings where you can count them. And, I look at our people every day like this is a possibility, and, their families have to worry about that. And the fact that we have the quality people that we have is just amazing. And I don't know if I shared this with you, but Officer Bailey actually has did I share this with you, that he has a life-saving award? So 2021, 2022, we had a juvenile that was hanging off the side of a bridge, was contemplating jumping and committing suicide. Officer Bailey, along with 2 of our female officers, went up. The female officers did a fantastic job of keeping him busy, and Dylan's a big guy. So he snuck up behind the juvenile and got him off the bridge and, in my opinion, saved his life. So this is the type of work that he does. This is what it is. And if you further, once we get the video redacted, not only did he get shot, but he still continued to do his job, still covered the window, and at one point gets a tourniquet put on him and asks our officers that were there to get him hoisted back up so he could get on top of his cruiser and still point the window to keep, so if he came out, he could keep everybody that was safe, because we had people everywhere. So that's the kind of officer that this guy is. Even while he was injured and shot, he still stayed and did his job. It's just amazing.
What's your estimate of how many people were in the home?
I want to say there was 5 juveniles. Now this is just approximate, but 5 juveniles, 2 adult males, 2 adult females, and then the suspect. And like I said, when we got there, well, you saw it. They were all coming out, and it's like worst case. It's the absolute worst case scenario on a call like this, because you don't know who's who.
How did that, I guess, the door get open? Did you guys barge in? Did they open and they just came running out?
Yeah. So when we got there, they were already opening the door and they were already coming out.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it happened. I don't know who opened the door. After the shots were fired, of course, we had one officer hit. We were trying to get everybody back. We didn't know who was in the house at that point. So as our understanding, at that point, there was nobody left in the house. We found out afterwards that there was somebody in the house, and then he closed the door. So at that point, it was more of a barricade than anything else. So we had to treat it as such until we found out, that we had one more person inside. So.
Is he seen in the video at all?
No, it's if in order to see him, you have to slow it down. There is a moment where you can see. I think you can get a glimpse of him in there holding the gun but it's very quick. And at the point that he shoots, it's just a movement past the window, and you hear the shots as rapid as they are. So it's just that quickly.
How many shots did he fire? I know one was hit 3 times and the other one's hit
Once. I don't know the amount. You'd have to go back and listen. I'm not sure.
Was the U-Haul pickup truck involved in this?
Yes, he had rented that U-Haul. We currently have that, and it's in our custody, and we're serving a search warrant on it. Other than that, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation came down. They processed the scene, and at this point, we're just kind of trying to piece this together and go forward with the case.
Are you guys taking the lead on this, or is it BCI?
Yeah, so we'll take the lead on it. They come down and do a fantastic job of collecting evidence. So they do the crime scene, turn all the information over to us, and then we, with the prosecutor's office, we'll we'll prosecute the case with them.
Sounds like there was over 5 agencies here yesterday.
Yes, that's correct. And once again, the Richland County Sheriff's Office, Mansfield Police, Shelby Police, Ohio State Highway Patrol, Richland County ASORT, the State Patrol's Special Response Team, and so and we work very well in this county together. We meet weekly at a chief's meeting, and I'll tell you, when we need any of the agencies here, they're right there, and they're in it with us, and we couldn't do it without them. So appreciate that.
What was your title?
I'm the chief.
Chief.
Tom Hill.
Tom.